me just start this stream. So we are live. Let me go ahead and add this. All right, there we go. So tonight, I'm going to briefly talk to you about Google Business Profile. Google Business Profile, should I or shouldn't I? Should I set my Google Business Profile up? Is it really that important? And hopefully by the end of this 30 minutes, you will have a great answer to this question. So let's go ahead and get into it. As she said, my name is Janet Hearn. I spent 30 plus years in higher education at Miami University as a professor and leading the online programs there, as well as marketing them and doing Google instruction and all of that. I've now started my own business, Future Ready Consulting. You're welcome to email me and you'll get this information after the program. Because I do have a lot of training, free trainings and things that you're welcome to use, and we will share those with you later. I grew up in a small town, Marion, Ohio, before I came down to Oxford to go to college. And now I live in Wyoming, Ohio, another small town. I believe in small business. I'm running one myself, and our mission is to support small businesses. So I'm very passionate about everyone having access to the things they need to start and grow their business. So today we're talking about Google Business Profile. So Google has 3 ways that you can reach customers when they search. They're going to put something in the search term. I bet you did some Googling yourself today. Pretty much every day on your phone, you're probably Googling up to 10 times a day. So there are 3 places your business can show up when people Google. One of them is in ads. In the ad space, you are paying for that. So I don't recommend you start with Google Ads because that will come at a cost, but at some point you might entertain that because you come right at the top of that search bar. Then there are search results underneath the ad section. You may or may not get to be part of that, and it depends on your search engine optimization of your website and the keywords that you have entered in the metadata, and all those words sound complicated, so we're not going to talk about that tonight. What we are going to talk about is the business profile right there in the red section. Look at that real estate. It's huge. That is free real estate that you can have if you have set up, claimed, verified, and are keeping up with your Google Business Profile for 15 minutes every other week. You can win that space on the search page for free. That is what is so valuable about Google Business Profile. Over 18 million American businesses use Google's free tools to get phone calls, bookings, reviews, directions, and push people to their business, either brick and mortar or service business. And you can do this as well. So here's an example. Look at the real estate. That is bigger than the search and ads combined. That's the space that you want to win with Google Business Profile. So if you have a Google Business Profile set up and current, they'll know the name of your business. They can look at photos and videos about your business. They can get quick links to call, get directions to your brick and mortar, to chat with you, to create bookings with you, to get directions and all of that just from the business profile. They can find out if you're open or not, which is super important to people. They can directly call or save your phone number for a future time, and they get all that from your Google Business Profile. They can also get more, which we'll talk about a little bit. But that is why this particular free Google tool, if you don't use anything else that's Google, this one is super valuable, because in this small space, They get all that information, and they see your reviews right underneath the name of your business. They'll see the number of reviews you've gotten and the stars for your reviews. So super important real estate that you want to claim. So how do you go about creating a business profile? It will probably take you about an hour to set your business profile up, and we don't have time today to march through all the steps, but it's not hard. And we're going to send you a link to a previous video or two that I've created that will march you through the steps of creating your business profile. You go to google.com/business and you can get started. Now you need a Google account, so you need a Gmail address. If you don't have one, you need to just create any old Gmail address that you remember that you can use with your business. Or if you have one already, you can sign up with that. And just remember what your Gmail account was you signed up with and your password, and you can get started right away. You can do it on your phone, or you can do it on a laptop, iPad, it doesn't matter. You can use any of those tools to get started. What's cool about the Google Business Profile is it is good across all devices. So as you see here, it's on an iPad, it's on a computer screen, and it's on a phone. So wherever your potential customers are looking, they will find you. They can even find you on their laptop and send it to their phone so that they can hit the road and come to your brick and mortar location, which would be awesome. That is again why this real estate and this tool is so valuable. It appears on maps for search as well as Google search. So there's two places that it appears. Google search is the #1 search engine in the world, and maps is used by I don't know how many millions of people to get directions. So you will appear on both of those with just one profile. So how do you make the most of your business profile? When you go to set up your profile, you're going to have this is kind of I don't know, a portal or a dashboard that you'll have, and then you will fill in each of these pieces and parts of your profile. If you look in this blue square up in the upper right hand corner, it tells you the health of your profile. So it tells you it's either red, which is not good, orange, yellowish, or green. And that is an immediate way to see, hey, do I need to pay attention to my profile and update it, or is it in good health? You can chat through the portal here with clients or potential customers. It tells you reports of how well things are going, and you can really manage your whole business profile right from this dashboard. If you don't have a website, that's okay. This is kind of going to become your website. When people search, this is what they'll see. So if you can't afford one or you don't have time to mess with one, this is a great alternative to a website. If you have a Facebook profile or some other things, you can point people to that, but this is how you will be found in the search algorithm the most often. You can add photos, you can add videos, show people new products, show people what your storefront looks like. You can have bookings through this. You can have products that are featured, and you can talk about your services. If you are veteran owned or Black owned, Hispanic owned, LGBTQ plus owned, you can feature that with your Google business profile, because oftentimes people search and support businesses that are veteran owned, et cetera, Hispanic owned, and they can search for that and they will find your profile that way. So there's a lot of ways you can differentiate yourself with your profile, and it's really important to keep it up to date. Again, 15 minutes every other week, or give it to somebody who is more interested in that kind of technology and let them manage it. You can add an email so that someone else can manage it for you, and then you can just keep an eye on it. That's really nice if you don't have time because you have other things in the business to pay attention to. You can integrate a point of service or point of sale system with Google Business Profile, especially if you do some niche stuff, or if you have a bike shop, say, and you have specialty bikes that you carry. If you integrate your point of sale system, and there's a free integration that Google provides, then if somebody searches for that particular type of bike that's hard to find, they'll see it pop up with your Google Business Profile, and they'll know to drive to your store to purchase that or to call you and inquire about that. That's huge. That's really huge that you can now integrate your point of sale with Google Business Profile. You can engage with customers. That's what it's all about, is engaging with the customer so that they not only find you originally but keep coming back. So you can do posts. You can just post a new product. You can post your new front window design. You can post a new service. If you're having an event, you can post an event, which is awesome. You can coordinate with your Main Street so that all of you can post the same event and bring people into the area. You can post a sale. You can post a special deal or coupon. So posting is really valuable, and I encourage you or someone managing your profile to try and post once a week or every other week when you spend that 15 minutes checking out your profile. You can read reviews and reply to reviews. We highly recommend you reply to every positive and negative review that you can. And in our longer presentation, we do talk about replying to negative reviews. There's a way to do it that you can reply in a kind way to try to move it offline. And when you reply in a service-oriented and kind way, when other people see that negative review but see your great response, they're just going to write off that negative review because they're going to say, look how nice the person was when they replied. So you want to reply to those positive and negative reviews, but reviews are where it's at for people searching on the internet. That's how I pick a restaurant. That's how I may differentiate between two gift shops as I look at the reviews. And you can message with people through your business profile. People can ask you questions. They can ask if you carry a certain item, and that's huge. It's very convenient for potential customers. So in order to use your Google Business Profile, you have to go to google.com/business, and you find your business by address. There have been people that have had trouble with that if a new business is in an old business's spot. If you have trouble claiming your business, let them know here at your Main Street, and she will get in contact with me so that I can contact Google and try to help you out with that. Then you need to request verification. That's really, really important. So some of you may look and say, I already have a Google Business Profile. You might have one that Google put up for you, but you want to own that and control that. You don't want other people to make suggestions or post pictures that you're not happy with. So you want to claim it and request verification. That step requires either a phone call. They'll call you to verify. They may send you a text to verify, an email to verify. Those three are the easiest and fastest ways to verify your Google Business Profile. Some require a video, so they require a 30-second video where you're showing the interior and exterior of your business. We've had trouble with those. They have to be small files, and most of our phones make fancy videos now, so that they get too big, and Google doesn't like that. So you have to crank down the resolution on your phone and They don't care if it's grainy, they just care that they can see it and it's small file. So that's another way you can verify. And then the only way they used to verify is with a postcard, where they send it to your business mailing address, and you'll get a code, and you can go in and enter the code to verify that is indeed your business. Most of the time now they do not do that. They use phone, text, email, or video, and fingers crossed you can get that verified in just a few days, if not minutes. Once you get verified, then everything will show up on your business profile. So before you're verified, you can actually go in and update the information, update your hours, update some pictures, put your logo, your brand logo on there, and then very importantly, fill out your description. The description is super important because that's what the search looks at to bring traffic to your Google business profile. So you want to put words in the description that really describe the type of business you own and what differentiates you, what your specialty is. If you have gifts, then talk about gifts. If you're a restaurant, what is some of the reason people come to your particular restaurant? What are the types of food you serve? Are you known for your service? Are you known for your friendliness? Put all of that in your description, because that will then be used by the search engine to find you. If you're like, I don't know what to write in my description, take all of those words that describe your business and put them in ChatGPT or Gemini and ask it to write you a nice description for your Google business profile. Then don't use it just as it comes out. Copy it, paste it, and then edit it. But that's a way to not have to stare at a blank page for very long trying to decide what to write. You can actually tell it what tone to write it in: a friendly tone, a funny tone, a serious tone, a professional tone, and it'll change that description in those AI tools to fit what kind of mood you want to portray in your description. You can start today updating your business profile, even though it's not verified. What will happen is it just won't show up. The information won't show up until you have completely finished the verification process. But you can still do work on it, and I highly recommend that. And then, like I said, every other week, once a month, 15, 30 minutes, put it on your calendar, reoccurring, and just sit down, look at the reports of how your profile's doing, update the description, update pictures, make sure you still have the green in the top corner, and that's all you need to do. You can set up preferences to be notified. So if someone leaves you a review, it'll notify your email or text you. You go in and you respond to that review. You can set up how it's going to chat with you. All of those things in the setup of the profile. And again, we have a video that kind of walks you through that better. So that is all the slides I have. I will provide this for you. We do have a free Google community where we can support you. You can ask questions. We post videos. We post, new updates. That is the QR code on the left. We'll send this out again in a follow-up email if you can't see these. And then if you wouldn't mind sharing a Google review of this presentation, that is the QR code on the right, because I can't encourage you to do your Google business profile for reviews if I don't ask you for a review. That would be like weird. So I can post that again here in a minute, or again, we'll send those out to you so you don't have to mess with that. So I know that was a lot fast, but I wanted to leave a little time because there's always a lot of questions. So I'm going to go ahead and take questions, and then we'll send you the follow-up later. So what questions do we have? I know that was fast.
So I'm just going to ask, I'll take a temperature in the room. How many of you have actually owned your Google profile? Like, I know it appears on Google, but how many of you actually claimed it and own it?
I think we did it
One time? Okay, possible. So I think I saw 3 hands actually claimed it and own it, the rights to it.
3 out of how many?
We've got 15 in the room? 10, 15, and 15 in the room.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there barriers to that anybody wants to ask about, or did you like? How can I be a service? What can I do to help get that number to 15?
How many of you knew you had to claim your Google profile? I mean, so the same people that didn't knew that they had to. The rest of you did not know that you had to claim it.
That's the first step. People think it's because Google populates it a little bit so that it's at least got something on it, but it's a wild west until you claim it.
And part of the danger is with that is Google's putting up what they think or what they've heard, right? Like with regards to hours and days open. So there's nothing worse than having a client or somebody, a customer who goes on to Google and it says, well, it says right here you're open till midnight, and you actually changed them to 10, but Google pulled it from somewhere else because you didn't claim it. So they show up
and they tell your old food price. Oh, they love that.
Right. So the importance of changing your menu out, updating your hours, because if somebody Googles you and it says, well, it says right here you're open, but that's not your current hours, they're going to be annoyed that they showed up and you're locked, your door's locked, and it says, well, your Google says this. And you're like, why didn't even update that? Google found that somewhere else. So that's part of the issue with claiming your Google.
Or vice versa, they want to come and it says you're closed, so they don't, but you're actually open.
Do you know where does Google pull that? Like if somebody doesn't have a website, do you even know where that's pulled from, Janet? I'm just curious.
Sometimes it's crowdsourced, so sometimes they pull it from, like people suggest edits and it says, hey, their hours are this, and they go, okay, and they post that. They don't verify that or anything. They just take whoever posted that for truth, and that's what they post. So,
which is scary and dangerous, not helpful for businesses, because if somebody says you're closed on a day that maybe there was like a water main break and you closed, but then you're really open that day, but now it's like, oh, they're closed on Saturdays, and that's what it says, and yet you're not getting business on Saturdays. So something to definitely consider. So I recently, I'll just share I did the Google profile for Main Street Barberton, and it was a lock business before. The lock business went out, but the person who went out didn't close the business down. So on Google, it still showed that he was active and that the business was open with their business hours and all the information. And so then here I come and I'm like, no, I'm here, really, like I swear I'm here. And I'm trying to, same thing. I filled it out, and then I did have to take a video. I had to go inside, take a video. I had to take a picture of the outside of the building. I had to show something that said Main Street Barberton on it. And then once I submitted that, then they approved it for me to take that over. So it is an extra step if it's already showing another business in there, which that was the case for me. It was slightly painful, but not too bad. I mean, it took I would say in total, it took me probably an hour and a half to do it. With 15-minute increments here and there, because I had to do the video and you have to upload it. The video was too large, and then I had to change the resolution. So thank you for sharing that, because that was frustrating for me on that component. And then I think I did.
Yeah, that is frustrating. Super frustrating.
Yeah. But it worked, and it's up. So I love that when you said with regards to updating it frequently. So that's something I think it's not a one and done. It's a constant, just as you would potentially any other profile, Facebook or LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever you're doing. It's just as important to update Google with current pictures, current menus, and you can delete stuff on there too. So if you have a menu that's not, you can't delete a picture. I think you can delete a picture.
Sometimes you can, or just stuff it full of new pictures and it pushes it so far down nobody sees it.
Okay. But you definitely, especially like if presentation, if somebody else is taking a picture of your business, like let's say, I'm just going to throw out the flowers. Let's say somebody received flowers and, they didn't love the way they looked when they received them. You want to put more current pictures of flowers that have gone out or that are about to go out. So it kind of pushes that one that maybe you had a bad day, you had an off day, and they didn't turn out the way you wanted them to. And so, by posting new stuff and what it should look like or what it would normally look like versus that one that's just sitting there that has a really bad picture, and you're like, crap, that's what people are looking at when they look at my business right now. It's this really bad picture for an off day, whether it's food. I own a restaurant. We have off days. Things just don't look right. You change the chef, whatever, it just didn't come out right. And somebody takes a picture of it, plasters it on there, and now you're like, oh crap, that's what it looks like. That's what my product looks like. So definitely pictures of what you're selling, pictures of events, things that are happening. And yeah, I mean, that's so important. I think I was on it for the business, I would say at least weekly, posting new events and pictures. So, and that does help generate where you're at in Google too. Yeah. I mean,
Yes, yes, it helps your search. It'll push you up higher if it knows you're active and you're a functioning business. It will push you up.
Does anybody else have any other questions about Google? Is there anything else for future that you would like to learn about that you don't know? I mean, what else, is there anything else with Google in general that you would like to know that you aren't aware of aside from the profile? Like searching words, like how does that work? How does searching words link to your business?
Yeah, so what if there is a business that is using the search terminology that is the exact same name of my business kind of thing? And how do I get that traffic to start coming to my business instead of going to competitors or other businesses? Because I want them to search that one and find us.
Did you hear the question, Janet?
No, Melanie, you're gonna have to repeat it. Sorry.
Okay, so the question was, she was asking about like search words, like words. So another business might have those same words in their business title, and so she's like, how can I draw them to my business versus their business? Because maybe that word that they're searching is in that other person's business name, right? Is that what you said? Like you're trying to.
They're making ads that are but like, I mean, you don't do anything about it.
Right.
But I want to make sure that when they search Akron Rubber Development Lab, they can find us, not the competitor that's using Akron Rubber Development Lab as a ad. Like,
So she's saying somebody's actually using her business name as part of their ad.
Oh, that's dirty. So what you're talking about is often referred to as keywords or key phrases. So definitely in your description in Google Business Profile, repeat the name of your company, and then just when you're describing it, use as many. Think of what would people search for to find me. Now, this may not be necessarily how you describe your business, but what would they put into the search box to find me? And I would definitely repeat your business name and then use those words a couple more times in describing your business. That will let Google know that this is what you deal with and what you do. One thing you can do that if you're, bored one night is get on Google Trends. That's trends, trends.google.com. And you can put in different words about your business to see the search volume for those words. And it even shows you by region because, for example, let's say I sell carbonated beverages. In certain parts of the country, I would want to use soda. And in certain parts of the country, I'd want to use pop. So you can see with Google Trends whether pop is more popular to search for or soda is more popular to search for. Things like that. Think of, it may not be exactly what you do, but would somebody search for that? We had a gentleman in a couple of trainings ago that did wills and trusts. But he threw in some other words about death and dying and estates and things like that, even though he didn't necessarily deal with some of those things. But that's what people didn't know better than to search for those words. So he had to put some of those words in his descriptions, even if you say, we don't do complete estates, but we do your wills or your trusts. at least a state is in there now, and if somebody searches it, it might pop up. So you got to play a little game with Google and think about what words are people using. And you go look at your competitors, 100%. Go look at your competitors, see what words they're using, and use those words as well if you think that's what people are searching for. It may give you some new ideas, but then find the thing that differentiates you from your competitors and add that to your description so that that's how you show we have the best pizza sauce in town. We use the finest cheeses, so that you're differentiating yourself from the competitors. Does that help?
Any other questions or future trainings that you would like with regards to Google? All right, Janet. Well, thank you very much. I don't have any more questions here for you, so I appreciate you taking the time to do this complimentary training for us.
Well, it's been my pleasure, Melanie. I wish you all the best. If anyone wants to email me, I don't mind. I'm happy to answer questions. Get in that Google community, and I'll answer questions in that. So we'll send you all those links. But if you don't do anything this next quarter for your business, set up your Google business profile. I think you're going to see your website traffic or your Facebook traffic or your brick and mortar traffic really increase just from that 1 hour, or as Melanie said, couple hours of work. And I think you'll be really pleased. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Janet. All right. And again, we recorded this, so you will be able to play it again. So if you have somebody else that